What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we're checking out one of the latest robot vacuums from AiRROBO called the P20. Now the P20 here is more of a basic budget-friendly robot vacuum. Of course, AiRROBO sells a variety of robot vacuums, a lot of them are more expensive, they have a lot more features, but if you're looking for something basic that will help you maintain your home clean, well, I feel that the AiRROBO P20 was designed exactly for that. Alright, let's start with a bit of an unboxing just so I can show you what comes in the box with it. Alright, so the P20 comes in a fairly small box, and of course inside that box you're gonna find the robot vacuum itself. We also have the user manual, and in the same bag with the user manual we actually get a replacement dust filter. So there is one installed in the dustbin and then you get a replacement dust filter. We also have the power adapter for the charging dock. Of course we get the charging dock. So this is where the vacuum is gonna stay most of the time whenever it's not on a cleaning cycle. So that's where it charges, that's where it goes back to the charging dock whenever it's done a cleaning cycle. Aside from that, you're gonna find a little cutter. You're gonna use that so you can clean that brush underneath, because that brush will catch hair on it over time. So you basically use that little tool to clean the hair from that main brush. And aside from that, we're gonna find two sets of side brushes. One of them you're gonna install on the vacuum, of course, and the second set you're gonna keep as a replacement. And there is also a remote control that comes in the box, and the remote control could come in handy if you don't necessarily wanna use the app to control the vacuum. So the vacuum can also connect to your home's Wi-Fi network. You can install an app on your smartphone. The app is available for iOS and Android, and you could also control the vacuum from your smartphone. But if you don't want to do that, you can also control it from the remote control here. Now, the remote control takes two 888 batteries, and unfortunately the batteries don't come in the box, so you're gonna have to buy them separately. Taking a look at the vacuum itself, well, we have the same round shape that we've been seeing with a lot of vacuums over the past 4, 5, 6 years, I'm gonna say. So at the top here we have a couple of buttons, then we have the bumper here. So if the vacuum doesn't see something in its way, it will basically bump into that with this bumper, and then it kind of goes around it. Of course, we do have some sensors inside that bumper, and the bumper also has a rubber strip around it. So if the vacuum doesn't see something in its way, it's gonna bump into that, but since we have that rubber strip, it's not gonna damage your furniture. On one side here we have the power button, so you're gonna have to turn this on when you first get it. And on the back we have the dustbin. The dustbin is actually pretty big, bigger than most robot vacuums that I got to try. It's super simple to remove that dustbin and put it back in. Moving on to the bottom of the vacuum, here of course we have the driving wheels. The wheels are big enough so the vacuum can go over carpets without any issues. Then we have the main brush here. The suction hole is basically underneath that main brush. And you can also remove the plastic covering the main brush, because you're gonna have to clean that brush every so often, depending how much hair you have around the house. In my case, I do have to clean it every few days. Then we have the two side brushes. Basically, the two side brushes kind of push all the dirt towards the center of the vacuum, and then they get sucked in through that main suction hole. We also have the charging contacts and some sensors so the vacuum doesn't fall down the stairs. So if you do have stairs, because we have those sensors, the vacuum is not gonna fall down the stairs. Here where I live, I don't actually have any stairs, so I couldn't actually try that, but it shouldn't fall down the stairs. Moving on to the AiRROBO app, well, this is how you interact with the vacuum, and this is how you change settings for the vacuum. From the app here, of course, you can also set a schedule. So let's say that you start work at 9 a.m. Well, you can have the vacuum starting a cleaning cycle at 9:30, and then whenever the vacuum is done the cleaning cycle, it will go back to its charging dock. So it knows how to go back to the charging dock whenever it's done a cleaning cycle or whenever it's low on power. Talking about power, well, you can get about 2 hours, 2 and a half on one charge. Now, it really depends how you're using the vacuum, because if you're using it at the maximum suction power, of course, you're gonna get a bit less, but if you're using it at the least suction power, so the quiet mode as they call it, of course, you're gonna get more battery life. So it really depends how you're using it. Personally, I use it at the maximum suction power at all times because I want it to clean everything really well whenever it goes over one area. But it is entirely up to you. From the app there, you can also select different cleaning cycles, and there is also a mapping feature. So even though we have that map in the app, keep in mind that the vacuum doesn't actually have a LiDAR navigation system. Basically, when you have a vacuum with a LiDAR navigation system, that vacuum will map out your entire house. It knows exactly where it is, it knows exactly where it's been. Well, this is not exactly the case with this one, but that's why I said this is a budget-friendly vacuum, because all the other LiDAR navigation vacuums that I got to try are at least twice more expensive than this one. So you win some, you lose some, of course. Since the P20 also has a somewhat lower profile when compared to other robot vacuums, because the other ones have the LiDAR navigation system at the top, so it makes them a bit taller. Well, this one can easily go under couches, at least under my couch, under my coffee table. So this one can kind of fit under more places when compared to other ones that are a bit bigger and a bit bulkier. I've been using this particular one for about 2 weeks now, and here at home I have a variety of carpets and hard floors. And it doesn't have any issues going over carpets, getting off carpets, going back on the carpets. Again, so no issues with that. And it does pick up everything from the carpets or from the hard floors. The P20 also gets a bigger dustbin when compared to most other robot vacuums that I got to try in the past, so you're not gonna have to clean this one as often as other robot vacuums out there. Now, me personally, I try to clean it every couple of days because it's always best to have that dust bin empty, so the suction power is better. But it is entirely up to you and your situation, because you may not have that much dirt throughout your house wherever the vacuum is cleaning, basically. Now, this is something that I always recommend, and this doesn't only apply to this particular robot vacuum, it kind of applies to all robot vacuums out there. It is ideal to remove any cables from the floor, any small toys, basically anything that the vacuum could go over, and whatever object could get caught in the brush underneath here. So to quickly conclude this video, as I mentioned earlier, this is a budget-friendly robot vacuum. I feel that for a budget-friendly robot vacuum, it has plenty of suction power, so it will pick up anything from carpets or hard floors. Of course, you also have the remote control here. You can do like a spot cleaning, you can do edge cleaning, for example. So you do have those options. So there you have it. This is the AiRROBO P20. Alright guys, hopefully this video was useful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.